If you dote on sardine seating, plastic food of doubtful identity, and hours lost in holding patterns on the airlines, you might want to skip this next segment. It has to do with a travel anachronism, comfortable and spacious seating, breathtaking views of ground-level scenery, gracious and unhurried service. The Rio Grande Zephyr leaves Union Station 3 times a week for Salt Lake City. It passes through various climate zones and is always on time. Try finding all that in the unfriendly skies.
Never saw the morning till I stayed up all night. Never saw the sunshine till you turned out the light. I never saw my hometown till I stayed away too long. Never heard the melody till I needed the song.
The Rio Grande Zephyr runs out of Salt Lake City 3 days a week and out of Denver 3 days a week.
Train is now loading on track number 1. Will depart at 7:30 a.m. All aboard, please.
All aboard!
My name's Ted Lewis, and I'm road foreman of equipment, Colorado Division, stationed at Denver. I've been working for the railroad for 11 years and started this career in Salt Lake City. Prior to the existence of Amtrak, many railroad carriers across the nation were making application to discontinue passenger service. The ICC stepped in and felt that they didn't want passenger service discontinued, so the concept of Amtrak came about. The Rio Grande, feeling that they didn't want a nationalized railroad running across the rails, took a second option. The government gave us one of 2 choices. That was either to join Amtrak, or secondly, you could continue to run your passenger service in the same manner that it had been run, keeping it in good repair, and not making petition or application again for 5 years to discontinue the run. That was a choice that Rio Grande took. The objective of running this railroad is to do it to provide services to the customers, and it also has a tremendous function in the community as far as employing 3,500 employees in the Denver to Salt Lake areas. I think the whole philosophy of the Rio Grande Railroad is that if you're going to do something, you do it to the best of your ability. The Rio Grande Railroad is probably the only railroad in the world that goes 50 miles up a 2% grade, then 6 miles through a tunnel at approximately 10,000 feet and descends the other side of a transcontinental mountain range. And that makes us very unique. The Rio Grande Zephyr exterior of it is made of stainless steel. Many of the newer cars that you might see on Amtrak are a sheet metal and painted and so forth. The stainless steel is another unique facet of the train. These coaches were built at a cost of about $200,000. That is in the ballpark, I think. And to build a similar type of a coach today would be prohibitive. I think the most unique thing about the Zephyr is the quality of the people that are working on this train. You have a locomotive engineer that's been running trains for 40 years. You've got your stewards, porters. Everyone's very congenial, and you get excellent service, which is that's the business we're in, is to provide a service to the people.
My name is R.L. Simpson. I'm the chair car porter here on the Zephyr. Our train is made up of 9 cars total. We have 4 dome cars, 2 flat tops. We have a baggage car, and half of it is for passengers also, that we use primarily for the employees that work in the dining car and the train crew. All of our cars have names. They're made up of different names. We have the Silver Coat, Silver Pony, the Silver Bronco. We have the Silver Sky, the Pine, the Silver Aspen, and as I stated, the Silver Shop, which is a car that we don't run that often. In the Vista Domes, you're like an air cushion, you know, and it's just like being in an airplane, and it's a complete different type of comfort than when you're down below, you know, in the regular coach seats. From the time that I've been working on here, what I find that's most exciting about this particular train that people keep coming back and forth for every year is the scenic part, you know, the route we take through the Rockies. You know, it's just unbelievable. You know, just the weather change. You know, we go through about 4 climates on this train every day. It's just unbelievable.
The kids had never been on a train. It's been 30 years or more since I've been on one, and Gloria too. And the boys' birthday is coming up on Sunday, and this was their birthday present. And we thought it'd be a neat thing to do.
Oh, I think there's something different about it. You get to see some scenery that you don't when you're riding in a car.
A car goes chugga chugga, and this doesn't. And you can get way up high to see different things, and you go through a lot more tunnels.
They've been counting the tunnels. There have been how many so far?
13.
13 tunnels.
How many do you think there are total?
Over 20.
What are you going to be doing up in
14.
What's
This one is 14.
I've been on the road since 1942. I'm Mill Lundquist. They call me the Swede. And I'm the dining car steward, which is, I guess you might call a maitre d' in a restaurant or something. Today is a light load. We just have 2 cooks. On weekends, we have more people. We have 3. We have the chef, second cook, and then the third cook that washes the dishes and the like on the weekends. I guess the main specialty of the Rio Grande is Rocky Mountain trout. That's been on Rio Grande menus since I guess as long as they've had trains. So far as I know.
What do you think is the future of the Zephyr?
That's hard to tell. Right now, we're hauling quite a few people. And, of course, it's a loosing proposition. But as long as we haul people, I believe we'll have it all.
The Rio Grande Zephyr at this time is losing in excess of $1 million a year. And you can see by walking through the cars and noticing how things are kept up that there's a tremendous constant refurbishing program going on, and it is extremely expensive. The fuel costs, crew costs to keep this train running between Denver and Salt Lake in a situation where ridership doesn't pay those costs.
What do you think is the future of this train?
It's a very difficult question. The obvious thing that is beautiful about this train and this trip is that you're going through the Rocky Mountains. When we get over into some of these gorges and you're running along the side of a cliff wall and you're going through tunnels that are carved out of rock, it's easy to understand what is beautiful and why people like to ride the train.
Please call my missus. Gotta tell her not to cry. 'Cause my goodbye is written by the moon in the sky. And nobody knows me. And I can't fathom my staying. Blue water's my daughter. I'm gonna skip like a stone as I'm leaving my family, leaving all my friends. My body's at home, but my heart's in the wind, where the clouds are like headlines upon a new front page sky. Shiver me timbers as I'm a sailing. Oh.